Hi, I'm Cheryl. I have a couple cards I wanted to show you how to make, but first we need to make our little 3D succulents. So this is a little bonus idea what you could do with them. Isn't that cute? I went out back and stole a clay saucer from one of my plants, and then I stole some sphagnum moss from a flower arrangement I have in the house and just tucked these in. So I'm going to show you how to make these. So you'll need you need your Oh So Succulent. You need the die set for that, but if you're going to get the die set, you might as well get the bundle, because I've got a couple other cards that I made using the stamps that I want to show you too. You're going to need pretty much a full sheet of cardstock, whatever color you're going to choose to make your succulents from. I used old olive, and this is the cutting layout. Let's see, let me pull that back and over. This is kind of hard to do because it's like working in a mirror, because I watched this on my laptop and it's the opposite of everything. So this gives you the most efficient layout, and I took pictures of this and I'm going to post it on my website. If I knew how to make a nice PDF, I would have done that, but I'm not that techie. So we need to cut out our pieces. For the large succulent, that's this one. And I'm going to refer to the pieces like this. Okay, this is our large piece, our medium, our small. Now we're not using this one at all. We're going to use the medium size and the small like this. So the larger one I'm going to call A, and then the smaller one I'll call B. So for the large succulent, we'll need 2 large pieces, 1 medium, 2 small, and 1 A piece. The A piece, that's the larger of these two. And then to get the coloring on the tips, well, that just couldn't be easier. And I've done most of them already, but let's see, I need my Aqua Painter. I'll show you how I did this. And I tipped them with Flirty Flamingo ink. So let's get that open. And I took my Aqua Painter and I just wet the tips of these. I think that just keeps it from getting too hard of a line on them when we do this. I just took my piece and I just tapped it in the ink. You see that? Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, so tapped it one side and then the other side. One side and then the other side. And that's how I did the large one. Now, I'm going to continue doing that all the way around. And if it's not exactly the same on each of these tips, that's okay, because it wouldn't be that way naturally anyway. Just worked our way all the way around. And you're going to do that on all the large pieces. For all the pieces you need for your large flower, or your large succulent. Okay, so 2 large, 1 medium, 1 up, 2 small. 2 small? Yes, 2 small ones, and then 1 A piece. I'll list all this down below also, so don't try to keep notes on that. And for my my medium piece, I just added a little bit more color to the medium, so a medium amount. And then on the small piece, I added a little bit, even more color to it, so that each of them are just a little bit different in color. You see, here they are. Here's my small, my medium, and my large piece. So, have you got all your pieces cut out yet? That's alright, I'm not going to wait for you. You can back the video up, you can play it over again. Okay, so we're going to take one of our large pieces, we're going to bend them up all the way around, like that. We're going to take something small and round it. I have a skewer here. This comes in very handy making these, and we're going to use that to just curl the leaves. And curl all the edges of the leaves. Okay, we're going to take our next piece, our next large piece, and all the way around we're going to make just a tiny little snip, about 1/8 of an inch. And snip in. What we're doing is we're making this center section, the base of the would be the base of the succulent. And we're on this one, we're going to make it a little bit smaller so it fits down inside there nice. So again, flip all the pieces up and go around and curl them. Okay, take some Tombow glue, put some in the center, and then we'll place this one on top and press that down, and you'll want your petals to be offset. Okay, so now we'll go on to our medium piece. Once again, flip all the petals up, curl them, and put a little thing of Tombow glue in the middle there. And we'll put that one in and offset it from the last piece we put down. Press it in place. Okay, now we're moving on to our small pieces. On the first small piece, and just flip those petals up. I'm going to curl them. Just like that. Tombow. And we're going to put that, press that one in place. Next small piece we're going to snip. Just like we did on the large one, just a little 1/8 of an inch snip in there. And we're going to flip them all up. Curl the ends. We'll put our Tombow glue in there. And press that in place. This time I've got my finger's not going to fit in, so I'll use the end of my skewer. You see, this is a very handy thing to have. And you can always adjust the leaves a little bit if you feel like you need to. And then we'll take our last piece, the A piece, and we're going to flip these up real hard, because we want this to be just like a little rosette. You could even take it and just kind of roll it in your fingers like this. to get those pieces all standing up real good. You see? Oh, you see? And we're going this time we're going to put our Tombow glue. We're putting a glob of Tombow glue on the bottom. Just set that in place, and we'll take our skewer, and with the pointy end, we're just going to press down real hard. And there we go. There's our large rosette, or a succulent. I think these are hens and chicks. I think that's what they call them. Okay, let's move on. We'll do our medium next. And it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so flip all your pieces up. All your petals or leaves, whatever you want to call them. Roll them. Okay, the next piece we're going to snip, just like we did on the first one, just an 1/8 inch in. Okay, and before we start doing that, this one, the next small piece here, we're going to cut right to the center. I'm going to put a little Tombow glue on one of my petals, right next to the snip, and then the one on the other side of the snip, I'm going to just fold it over top of the first one. Now you need to let that dry. So I'm going to grab my tweezers. If you don't have tweezers that go closed like these, use whatever you've got. Use a clothespin or binder clip, anything like that. So we'll go back to this one. We'll flip these petals up. Take our skewer and roll them down. Roll the tips of them. Okay. Then we'll take our Tombow glue. Put that in the center here. And press that down in place. And again, you want your leaves offset. Okay, now this one should be pretty well, should be dry enough. And we'll curl the leaves on this one. Now see, this has made a little pointed thing on the bottom here instead of a flat base. So now we're going to use a little bit more Tombow glue than on the other pieces, because we need to sit our little pointy thing in there, little pointy bottom in there, and you want these offset as best you can. It's not going to be exactly, because you only have 5 leaves on this one. Get down in there. Alright. Now if you're comfortable with a glue gun, you could use a glue gun to be doing all of this. Me, I'm not that thrilled with glue guns because they always burn me. I always burn myself either on the glue gun itself or on the glue. Okay, so now we're going to put a good sized glob of Tombow in the center. And put this piece right down in there. And now we'll take our little bitty piece, our B piece, and we're going to flip these up. We want them flipped up real hard because we want to make that little rosette like we did on the big one. You notice this one's starting to open up a little bit. When the Tombow glue dries, you can always go back in and adjust those. so that they cover that center part better. Okay, so we've got our little piece all made like a rosette. We'll put our glue on the bottom and set it right down in the center there. And we'll take our skewer and just give it a good poke down. Now, I'm poking hard. It's actually making an indent in the center there. And we'll go on to our smallest one. So, we just flip them up. Okay. And curl them. The next one, we're going to cut the little snips in it. And then the next one, we're going to cut right to the center. Okay. I'm going to put some Tombow. This is where I made my cut. I'll put some Tombow on the leaf next to the cut. Fold this one over. And I'll clamp that in place and let that dry while we work on we'll go back to our second one here. This is the one where it has just the little snips in it. Fold all those edges up. Fold all those petals up. We're going to roll the petals. Okay, we put our Tombow glue down. Put that down in the center. We want our leaves to be offset. And then we'll do this one. This is the one where we've overlapped the petal and made a little pointy bottom on it. Okay. Put a good amount of Tombow glue on there now. And put that in place. Press it down. And we'll do our A and then our B piece. And flip them up pretty hard. Put our big old glob of, I'm going to put it in the center here. Put a big old glob of Tombow there. And set it down in place. And we'll do the final one. And this one's got to make that little kind of tighter rosette. So fold that real tight. Give ourselves some Tombow on the center. Press it in place. And use the skewer. And again, I've pressed really hard on this. And that sets everything in place. Now once these are dry, I'm going to go back and do some adjustments on these leaves because I want them to stand up more. And I can just do that, take my skewer. The skewer is a wonderful thing to have around. See, and just flip them up like so. So here's some other ones I made. I was having a good time with these. I made them in different colors. They look like almost like flowers, don't they? So I'll tell you what colors I used on them down below. I used let's see, I used Wisteria Wonder and Night of Navy on this one. And this one I used Smoky Slate and Perfect Plum. And then this is Blushing Bride, and then with Blushing Bride ink on it. So I'll be using these on another card. I'll show you how to make that. So if you've liked my video, then hit that like button below. If you'd like to see more of my videos, hit subscribe. If you'd like to shop with me, then you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. And remember, I'll be posting a picture of this on my website, so you have a reference. And so check that out. And y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.